I'm Miriam Joy and welcome to my studio. Today we're going to do the crayon melted in a glass ornament. And I've been wanting to do this for a few years now, and then I saw that people were starting to do it. I did watch some of their videos, but I could never figure out how much crayon they used, how to do it right, and I could never make mine look right. So I came up with my own way of doing that, and I'm going to show you how to do that today. There is one thing that I would recommend. This really isn't for young children. It does get very, very hot. We're going to be using a work glove, so really be very cautious when you're working with this and kind of follow all the rules when you're working with heat. Most people use a blow dryer. I couldn't find that the blow dryer heated hot enough for me, so I'm going to be using a heat gun, but you could try the blow dryer if you wanted. That is fine. But don't use a plastic, it's just going to melt right away. And then I'm going to take a little glass Christmas ornament, and I'm going to take a crayon bit about that size. And the first thing I'm going to do is put my gloves on. You don't want to make sure that they're rubber gloves or anything that would melt or have rubber on them. These are a little bit big for me, but they do work. And I'm going to heat this up just a tad to kind of pre-warm it. And I actually kind of work back and forth with this glove. And I need better gloves because it's hard for me to turn the ornament. And I do want to kind of warm it up here. Thing I'm going to do, I'm going to add a little bit of sparkle to this. I'm going to add some silver tinsel glitter. Be very, very careful with this. It's going to get so hot that you're not going to be able to touch it. And I'm going to just use my silver glitter. And my trash can moved on me. I kind of missed some of that. It's Christmas time, so everything's glitter at my house. And I'm going to kind of spread that around, and then I'm going to use, this is a glitter crayon, so it's already got some glitter in it. And I like the glitter as the base because of that reason. It's not a good strong color, but it's a good base color. So now we have to get this hot enough to start melting our crayon. And it's going to get really hot. If you didn't have these gloves on, you couldn't touch this bowl. And if you wanted to break it down into smaller pieces so it would melt faster, you can do that as well. Once it starts melting, it's going to melt pretty quick, and we've kind of got it melting. And we're going to keep on turning it to... So if you wanted to get a knife and cut these into little pieces, you could cut them into little pieces. I love this shape. To me, this is a very old-fashioned shape. And I've really been kind of working with vintage colors. And I'm going to turn this upside down here. And we may have to get a little bit more piece to this, because I think we've about used up all that and we're not quite there. But look how wonderful that is starting to look already. Now the one thing you don't want to do is have too much crayon in here. If you have more crayon in here than what you use to melt the whole thing, then you need to go ahead and pour it out. You don't want that heaviness. It will crack away from the sides if you do. Almost there. pretty, right? That's what the extra crayon I was talking about. We've got one little part that we need to get right at the very top. If I just spill that out right, we'll have it right. Okay, so we're going to take all of that extra and dump that out. Now, I am going to take glass eyedroppers, and they need to be glass, not plastic, because we're going to set them inside of our melting pot to warm them up and get our glass, our wax, which is Crayola crayon as well, out. And I'm going to use some white first, and you only need a little bit at a time, and we're just going to insert it. Now there is a couple of things that I have found. The warmer the glass is, the more of a straight line and thinner it's going to be. The cooler it is, the fatter that's going to start to be. But you can see this glitter that I put in here is all the way around with the purple as well. And it looks really cool. And you can put as much or as little. You just do not want to have so much that you have it run down to the bottom. It's not good to have that extra wax down in the bottom. Any extra you want to kind of shake out. So we're not going to want a lot. I'm just adding a little bit at a time here. And then we're going to melt it some more to make it whiter. This is really a pretty color. I thought it was more blue for more of a Christmas feeling. So now I'm going to come back and I'm going to heat this just a little more. Now you can see that start to come down. The more you want it to come down, the more you heat it. See how that's coming down now? That really starting to look good. If you want to go straight down, hold it straight. If you want it to go swirly, turn it sideways. So that's really starting to get real pretty. I'm going to do a little bit more white here. See how that one ran straight down because that was warmer. That one kind of ran more down. I need one more over here. And I don't have much in them because I can see the bottom and I don't have wax built up on the bottom. You only would try to melt it about halfway down and then leave it from there. So we've got this guy going. And you just work it back and forth until you get it where you want it to go. Let's see how pretty that's turning out. I'm going to try to add some little bit different glitter. See if this white will pick it up because it's nice and warm still. Put the glitter in there and then kind of turn it a little bit. So there's all kinds of fun things that you can do to it and play with it. Okay, I think I've kind of got that guy where I want him. See how pretty that's starting to look. So I'm going to put this one on, and I'm going to do one more real quick for you here so you can see something different. I'm going to do green glitter this time. Probably got way too much crayon, and I didn't heat it up to start with, which would help. make sure you're working on a tray when you're working with the melted crayon. The reason I want to do this one, I want to show some red and yellows, and I think it'll really show up a lot better if we do. I found out when I added more than one crayon, and you can try it, see if you add more than one crayon, what happens, but to me, it just kind of got muddied. I didn't really care for it, and I forgot to add my glitter in the very beginning. So let's do that real quick. Pour some glitter in there. We've already got the glitter in our crayon as well too. So it'll move around when we're going here. And you can see, for me it was kind of easier to lay it down and kind of move it with my hand. Getting this all nice and coated here. Couple of holes that I just need to get. I've got that pretty good. I'm not going to worry about that so much. I'm going to start with my red. And when you're using the Crayola colors, the glitter are great colors, but your color, your strong color, is going to come from your ones that are not glitter or metallic based. So your strong reds and different things like that are just your regular crayons. So your deep reds, and I am going to add a little bit more red here. And we'll actually want it to cool off just a tad. You see how that already just went down the bulb, and I want it to cool anyway, so when I put this next batch of red in, it doesn't melt as fast. It gets kind of thicker and stays. It's still a little bit warm, but see how pretty that's starting to be anyway? And you just play with it and use what we've kind of taught you to make your own. Doesn't even need any heat added to it. We do have the eyedroppers available on our website if you're having problems finding them, because I use them a lot with the jewelry as well. Now I'm just adding gold. Remember though, we don't want that big buildup at the bottom. I just want to keep that. Okay, I'm going to melt it just a little bit, spread it out just a little bit. Now that gold is really starting to come through. Okay, so we've really got that going. So just play with that, have fun with that, just a different way of doing it. I think it's really, really pretty. Just remember to add your glitter with your other colors as well to get that bright, bright, shiny. So if you have any questions about that, please email me at art@miriamjoy.com. You also can add a bow on top to make them funner or more festive. That's fun too. Let them cool all the way off before putting your lid onto them, and you could even run a little bit of varnish in there to help set them in place just a little bit more, to keep them a little bit more stable, and just have fun with it. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope you have a Merry Christmas and God bless.